What's up, everybody? It is your boy Arlie, aka Yo Garlic, and we are here live and ready for another day of our trading journal. This is day 7. Um, really good today in the markets. Break even on the account today. Well, 2%. I mean, not a big gain. Wasn't able to trade as much. Super swamped at my day job. But we're still going to go through and look at the trades that I took. This is fresh analysis. I haven't even really looked at the trades I took, but I have an idea of what I did just because when I did get to trade, I was trying to focus because I knew I didn't have a lot to trade today. Um, Held some positions longer than usual because we played next week contracts. Right, so we still obeyed risk, still had a good day. Had one trade that took us down $12, but I'll show you guys where we took it, why we took it, all that good stuff. But before we get started, as always, our socials will be linked below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on our Discord and you're watching this, hey, thanks for watching. Leave me some feedback. We live trade daily. We do live analysis daily in our Discord and also throughout the video. If you hear my dog, he is not in distress. He is a mama's boy, and she is in a meeting tonight, and he wants her because daddy's not good enough. Is that right? Is that right, Bubba? One of these days you'll get to see Milo. He's a little shy. But anyways, let's get started. So today, like I said, up 2% on the account, super small account, so it was like $3. Still happy with it though, because 2% when it translated over to a big account is not a bad day at all. We're just looking for green every day. I don't care how much it is. We were building this thing brick by brick. Been doing a lot of studying lately. My girlfriend loves it. Just kidding. So thankful for her that she lets me partake on this journey with you guys, and she supports me all the way. But we've been staying up super late studying the markets. I've been spending some time with Riley, a couple other analysts, kind of working on this system that we have. We talked about a lot of things last night, and it gave me a lot of confidence in the markets today, and that's kind of why I held some positions longer than I would. But yeah, so let's go through. Took our first trade today at 9:56. As you can see, we're using our rules. We're trying to wait to see what the market does. I also think I was working, so I didn't get a chance to look at the markets until like 9:45 anyway. But 9:56, right? You see our pre-market levels here, super tight this morning. And I had throughout the day on my Webull, I had like levels through here marked and stuff, but these are my two main ones I was watching. Um, but yeah, so we have these marked, 9:56. As you can see, well, you can't see, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I took a put at 9:56, right? I took it on this candle. It was kind of an early entry. Usually we would wait to see. Let me go ahead and get used to doing that. Usually we would wait for this candle, right? But you can see this wiki action right here. I knew we were below our short. I didn't think we'd come up higher than this, but we ended up being okay anyway. So we wick down under our short signal. When we come down, we try again. I actually closed this trade at 10:25. So I closed it like around here. Should have waited for the candle close, but if I'm not mistaken, we got wrecked by storms. I live down in the southeast, and we got wrecked by storms lately. And if for any reason, if anyone knows anyone who were impacted by the storms here the past couple days, I'm praying for you guys. But so at work, I work in wastewater. And the weather kind of dictates a lot of stuff that happens with us. So I was super busy. So I ended up closing this trade early because it was a $3 loss. I wasn't going to be able to monitor a position like I wanted to. I was pretty confident what was going to happen. I knew we were going to do this, right? Like super wiki to the upside. Right? Like if we go back on our 1 minute and look at our volume, right? Like we have bulls showing up at some places, but they keep getting bought back up. Like bears here, bears here. Right? So the bears are keeping us down. So I knew we were going to come down at some point, but I had to close my position because I don't want to leave anything open if I can't monitor it, even with a stop loss on it, because I like to use mental stop losses rather than hard stops. But yeah, we closed at 10:25. So I didn't have a bad entry. Could have been waited a couple minutes longer, but a good entry. Under our short signal, I knew we were going to come up and test this area here. We have been. That's usually how this system works. We break below our short signal, come back up, consolidate, or test it, or consolidate below it and test the signal, and then we end up breaking down further. Also, I'm going to turn my music down a little bit. I feel like it's kind of loud today. But yeah, so I ended up closing at 10:25. Closed earlier than I wanted to. If I was watching this, I definitely would have held it. and we would have seen a really nice move. Probably would end up riding this thing the whole way down, right? Because this whole downtrend was just, it was pretty heavy, you know, super high wicks to the buy side. As you can see, our buyers are stepping in, but they're completely getting sold off from sell orders. Sell orders. Also, we see this level here. So this is just something to keep watch on your guys' charts. You see we wick. Oh, my brother's invited me to a TFT game. Let me send him a message really quick. Getting good at doing these one takes, but I actually asked him if we could play a game while I was studying. But anyway, so you see just mark levels like this as you go out throughout the day. We wick off here twice, and we end up, you know, we break through. We're definitely coming back up and testing this, right? So anyways, I ended up taking another short at 1046, right? So bought here, right? I like that we have broken through this level. I knew we were going to come back and test. It didn't scare me. I was also watching at the 3 minute at this point. This was yesterday. Alright, so we bought at 1046. So I bought this area. We're consolidating below this level. We're testing this level. And I knew we would break down. So 1046. I held this all the way down to 1116. Alright, so here, like this candle, was monitoring this with the 1 minute. And I'm pretty sure I saw buyers trying to step in. 1116. Sold here. Right, we were kind of struggling to get back through this little level right here. But it was $10 play. Alright, so super happy with that. That's a $10 on this account is nice, right? It was a pretty good entry. Kind of early, but you know, me and Riley have been working on some things, and I have a lot of confidence. I have my risk in place, so as long as I obey my risk, nothing could really go wrong. You know, we're gonna snipe some entries for you guys. So yeah, nice $10 move. Opened at 1046 here. Right, we come down. I knew we were gonna test this again at some point. We tested again, and then I closed at 1116 over here. All right, just went ahead and took my green and got out. Next play. All right, so we're going throughout the day, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull up SPY. I was working on some fib stuff, trying to practice fibs. So I ended up taking this next play right at noon. I bought a call at noon. All right, so I was watching SPY a lot today, along with Snapchat. You know, Snapchat's like my favorite ticker to trade. And I have this level marked, this 0.382 retracement. This is a level that me and Riley have talked about before. Just like this is a nice bullish confluence. If I zoom out, you can see why. So this is our recent rally. This is actually why we rallied today. We bounced right off that 0.382. But I saw this level, and I knew this was bullish. We come down and touch it. So I bought at 12, so we had touched it, right? And we come down and we start moving up. This is why I bought this call. So got in at 12. I knew that, you know, we were going to see just some more kind of downward actions, a nice down move. Another early entry here, but talking to Riley and going over this entry, it's not a bad entry because it was next week expiry, right? And I knew we were going to bottom. It's not ever encouraged to go find bottoms on downtrends. It's usually better to play the trend. But you know, watching SPY is not wanting to go down under this level. All right, so I'm seeing SPY move up. I know the market's going to follow eventually. Ended up exiting this trade just because of risk for a $12 loss. It was a more of an expensive contract than I usually play. It was more than half port. A lot of the contracts I play are more than half port, but that's, you know, you gotta pay to play. So I ended up closing at 12. All right, so we had a call. Right, we entered the call at no, I closed at 12:45. We entered here at 12. Right, because I'm seeing like we're trying to come back up here. All right, let me kind of expand our volume so we can look at what we were seeing today. So, you know, bulls are stepping in more than they were before. All right, bears are their volume's kind of weird. Kind of a volume anomaly here. We don't really see a downside move on this. It's just indicative of. And bulls are kind of stepping in throughout. Bear anomalies here. All right. So buy here, and we end up breaking down some more. I'm holding. kind of break back above, and this was kind of my GTFO level. I always talk about that. This is my last resort level, and that closed at 12:45, right when we broke below it. But if I would have held, it would have been a good play, right? You see, eventually we end up breaking above it, and this was a 36 call. We would have ended this in the money. In the future, when our account is grown and we're not so worried about preserving capital, plays like this I will let play out. It's a next week call, right? Like a $10 loss is still a pretty big loss for an account this size. A $10 loss on a $1,000 account is not that significant. We can kind of, we can kind of let that loss kind of run. We can kind of have a little bit bigger risk, but I had to close, right? So I'm not mad about it. I respected the plan. Does it suck I missed the move? Yes. But what would have sucked more is if I'm sitting there holding it like, oh, this is going to go up. I know it's going to go up. I didn't know it was going to go up. I knew it was going to go up, but I didn't know it was going to go up, if that makes sense. Right, so I knew we were going to come up at some point. SPY's bouncing off a 0.382 retracement. It's looking weak to the downside. It's wanting to come back up above it, but I closed it. Right, but I knew this move was going to happen, and it did. I ended up getting in on this move on, kind of sad to say, I broke my rules. Right, should never break your rules, but I played a super tight stop loss on this. We played a tomorrow expiry call, close to the money. So bought a call at 1308. Right, so I see this right here. We're kind of consolidating. Right, we're struggling getting over this level right here, but our bull volume is huge. Right, our bull volume is huge on this uptrend. Bears cannot overtake us. So I bought at 1308, and I sold this call at 1314. So up over here. Right, and this little move right here, guys, was like, this is a significant move. This is a $10 gain. All right, this brought us back positive on the day. And again, if I had a bigger account, I would have played next week expiry on this, and I would have let this thing ride, right? Because bull volume is not being overtaken by bear volume. This is a healthy pullback, and then we're kind of start rejecting up here. I probably would have taken partials along here, but we keep runners. I just want to say this. This is something we talk about in Arcane. You guys see these big social media accounts, 600% play, 800% play, this and that. Majority of the time, these are runners, right? People buy 9 contracts at a time, 5 contracts at a time. They're taking partials. The whole time, they've already made money off their play. The rest is just whatever happens. And if that play goes 600%, it goes 600%. It doesn't matter. They have profit regardless. So, this would have been a big play. If I would have bought a few contracts of this and just sold partials on the way up, this would have been a big play too. This could have been a 80 to 100% play. I don't know that details, but just keep that in mind. That's something I've talked about with Riley. Oh, nice little bull flag too right here. Because I asked him one day, I was like, are those runners? Are those big percentage plays usually runners? Yeah, they are. Right, and sure, some people are probably degen enough to hold that thing and not take any profit, but smart traders are going to take profit along the way, and those runners are going to be your 600% plays. And I don't care about that right now. My home runs will come. I have a feeling that down the road, this account's going to build little by little, and we're eventually going to get a couple snowball trades that hit for 2 or 3 baggers, and this account's going to grow, right? Because we have a system. I have my risk management. I don't really trade stressed out anymore. I let my plays breathe. I know my stops. I know my profit rules, right? It's like, right now, I'm kind of hesitant to take profit. I want to soak up as much as I can. That's probably something I could do different, along with just always being patient. But just kind of take green where I see it. But we're playing one contract at a time. So I'm always kind of hesitant to see how much we can soak up. Now, if it's multiple contracts and we're stalling around 10% gain, I'm taking a partial on that. I'm getting some kind of green, right? It's like, it's this whole learning process. I'm learning, working on psychology, and just thinking about this stuff and understanding that we are going to get there. Still getting a lot of love from people. Crazy. I gotta go read your message, dude. Crazy with a K. It was a long message. I skimmed through some of it. Vish, always appreciate the love. This is what I was talking about. Me and you DM back and forth. This was the kind of move that I missed from work, and then I was just a little early here. We're consolidating over this level, and we end up breaking down, and we rip. But we're getting better. We are getting better every single day. Just want to shout out Arcane, all the staff members in there, super supportive. Ani is a super supportive guy. He's had my back the whole way. Riley staying up late with me and studying these trades. Pika, Cook, Jen, Great Blue, um, Andre. I know Andre isn't around much, but we still love Andre. I want to make sure I can shout out all the staff. I don't want to miss any staff members. Any staff members. My dog is biting my hand right now. Yeah, I think I covered everybody. Yeah, I did. So shout out to the staff for being super supportive of me. Shout out to you guys for liking these videos and giving me feedback. And just kind of going on this journey with me. But that's gonna be it for the day, guys. Kind of a quicker analysis. Was it 15 minutes? A little bit quicker. These videos fly by because I'm having fun. It's easier to record on the green days, but we're still having fun regardless. Um, but yeah, again, please follow us on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, everything. We live trade daily, daily analysis. We have specified highly planned trade plans for our paid side. Free side still sees some trade plans. Every now and then we'll give you the chance to unlock it with so many reacts and stuff like that. We still give our free side a lot, but the paid side's always going to get just a little bit more because they're helping us build the community monetarily, and that's what we love to see. So if you guys want to come in, check out what we're about, subscribe, get a bunch of just good information. We have a bunch of member seminars, everything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys got that bread today, and we'll see you all tomorrow.